Right guys, Mark Crossfield here. We're doing review time TaylorMade Aero Burner Irons. We've got Steve Buzza helping with the power Aero Burner Iron. Let's show them what Aero Burner Irons could do for their game if they were looking at trying to hit the ball into Four's back garden. Let's get stuck in. Right, Stephen, Aero Burner, TaylorMade. We're getting this kind of matte black or matte grey finish, which I'm really liking. We get a slot on the bottom, very heel toe weighted, and then you've got a kind of cut out cavity at the back. So it's a really game friendly iron. You get a little white line-up line on the bottom, which I like. The white groove at the bottom helps just set that club down by the ball. You see a little bit of the club out the back, which will upset some, but I think it adds the chunky love. Chunky. As in, it makes people think chunky lovely.
Chunky love.
Chunky love. And so the new Chunky Love Burner Iron, renamed.
There we go.
It's got a slot on the bottom, but it has no slots on thy face.
No, why is that?
I knew you hadn't noticed that. I knew he hadn't noticed. That's the first thing I noticed when I saw it. Slots of clock is obviously where TaylorMade are at, but all of a sudden, we don't need slots on the face on this one.
It would be too powerful.
No, so what they're saying, what TaylorMade are saying, and I can kind of understand this, but it also puts it into perspective of why other brands have chosen not to put slots on their faces, which I've said in many of my videos and got punished for by people who love slots, I love slots, is that because the weight is so far back off the face, like on a more, not as nowhere near a driver, but like a driver. So normally an iron, the weight's on the face, because you get it off the face and out in the heel and the toe. It's got all the stability and all the MOI it needs. The slots wouldn't actually add any more because it's maxing out anyway.
Okay.
Now the high-low MOI is not as high unless they put the slot in.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is replacing the slots. So where other companies don't have slots, they were doing. You see, I've been saying that when all the. But people go, why is he dissing the tech all the time? Well, because it's not always tech, guys. God, some people are so easily sold to, aren't they? So look, let's hit a few. I'm going to hit a couple to start, and I've actually captured some data with it, with mine, which I'll talk to you about in a second. But Stephen hasn't captured any data, which I'll talk to you about why in a second as well. It looks nice. It's quite chunky. It's reminding me of the clubs I'm using at the moment.
It's chunky, but I really like the look of this club.
I do.
I'm not sure why, but
It's because you want to be like me.
I want to be like you. Yeah.
I mean, it goes like a 4-iron. It doesn't go. I'm in a 6. Now these are strong in lofts, like you would expect, but they're strong in lofts because they're going to be high launching because of the weight off the back and all the rest of it. There is a thing with these I always think about. If we just go back to the looks before I start slating them, is a little bit of offset, which I don't mind in this club. I expect it. You do see the heel toe out the back, and I love the grey finish. And it's quite a chunky top line. It's really a friendly club.
I really like the top line there.
Yeah, I do.
Usually you feel like they need to be shaved, but it's
quite square, isn't it?
That square look to it.
Absolutely. So for me, hitting this 6-iron stroke 4-iron, it's the Aero. You have a go. Look, the Aero Burner. It's there because the driver and the fairway is such a strong brand at the minute. Then why would you not have an iron? Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's there because other irons that they've produced haven't done what that does.
I think
it's more of a branding synergy.
I think.
Does that make sense?
No, I think in these.
I've got the Aero Burner drivers. I've got the fairways. I want the irons.
I just think it's hard times. And if you can get a 6-iron to go like a 4-iron, you then don't need a 4-iron. You save money.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go 6-iron to wedge.
I don't think I need this.
Trouble is, your wedge goes like a 7-iron. So you need 15 wedges the other end. I mean, it's a good-looking club. And I think for lots of people, that kind of power will help them. But I do worry about launch.
Yeah,
I've got some of my numbers on it. And this is why I didn't let Steve try it. I carried one 189 with a 6-iron. Peak heighting, only peak heighting averaging 31. I would normally get a 6-iron a little 34-ish.
Yeah.
So it's a little lower. Launching at 16 degrees. I actually got one with roll. It says there 205, but I wouldn't. I'm not rolling that far after that personally on an average green. I reckon you would carry this over 200 yards. like that. But I mean, look at the flight. It's like a 4-iron, isn't it?
I've gone over 200 yards with these.
I was presenting an average of 20 degrees dynamic loft. Now on GC2 HMT, lots of people might see like Stenson produces, and I've seen Tour Pro 6 irons 19 degrees loft, but that's on TrackMan. GC2 HMT, you hit measuring at a different point. That is really low dynamic loft. I honestly believe that if Steve hit this club, you'd carry one over 200 yards. Great for the marketing, great for the sell. You need to work out if you want a 6 iron to go that far. You want one, don't you?
I like the look of it.
Yeah.
It would go too far for me. I'd end up with gaps.
You would have to rejig your set, wouldn't you? I mean, when I was on the tour van, the Mizuno tour van, 2 years ago, I was looking at some tour players' bend numbers on their irons, and they were tailoring the clubs that they wanted to go further. They were stronger, so often in their longer irons, and then they were evening it out as you come down. So you wouldn't, I mean, you would have to stick with their lofts a bit off the shelf, but you would have to buy wedges. If you were really doing it well, you might want to look at trying to get the lofts moved. I don't know how much TaylorMade would do that on that iron. It's a brand loving iron.
But like for me, if
Aero Burner's flying, let's get the irons out there.
I was playing like put it as like a 3 iron, didn't put it as a...
Put the 6 iron in as a 3 iron.
Yeah, but I mean, it feels powerful. It feels like you can launch it.
Yeah, well, you say that. I don't agree with you because my pick height's a bit lower, and you've just tried to launch that on purpose. That's a lower flight than I would expect your 6 iron.
It's going like my 4 iron.
Yeah. Good stuff. There you go. Aero Burner, TaylorMade. I'm going to hit another one, Stephen, because I'm loving it. But I also feel like it's a little bit of a funny club.
I love it, but I feel dirty for it.
Absolutely. I like the looks. I'm used to this kind of look of clubs. I don't worry. I just think it's very easy to get seduced by in a fitting by a 6 iron going X yardage, and then you don't realise what you're doing throughout your whole set. How many fitters, how many people have fittings using all the irons? Now, I'm not saying to do that, but if you're only going to fit with a 6, you're going to have to really seriously, if you've got 2 wedges already that you love, well, one of them might become, if not too redundant, if you're not careful. So you've just got to be sensible, and that is the point of getting custom fit. A good fitter would be able to try and work those distances out for you. Yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of feel like there's no point to it apart from I want Aero Burner as well. Steve feels uncomfortable when I say these things, don't you, Steve? You start scratching.
I know what you... I'm just worried you're going to drop one of those.
One of those Crossfield bombs. But we do both like the look of it.
I would really like the look of it.
Yeah, there we go. TaylorMade Aero Burner. Steve not allowed to try. No slots, some slots. Slot to clockish, not slots-alicious. There it is. Post comments down below. All TaylorMade lovers. I love TaylorMade. Please don't find out where I live. He said it first.
I wasn't in this. You can censor my face out. Preferably at the beginning, not now. That would be hilarious.
Good stuff. Thanks for watching. Post comments down below. Speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show. Get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.